Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. By the thumbnail and the title, today we'll be doing a knot bun. So if you want to learn how to achieve this look, stay until the end and make sure you hit that subscribe button. So we're going to start off by parting our hair straight down the middle. Since we're doing a middle part, we want to make sure the line is straight. If you need to, you can go back through the roots with a flat iron and flatten your hair out. It'll make it much easier to slick down, especially if your hair is really curly and then you want to go back and you want to clean up that part. Now that you have done that, you want to brush through your hair so it won't be hard to brush or comb through it or slick it down whenever the time comes. Now you want to part your hair from the top to your ear. We're going to slick it down in 3 sections so it can get real flat, especially if you have real thick hair. You want to part your hair and not try to slick it all down at once, because if you try to slick it all down at once, it won't be as slick as you want it and it'll be lumpy, I guess you could say. But you want to part your hair on both sides just like this. Now when you've done that, you should have the back section should look something like this on both sides. So you want to take your comb and you want to comb it all the way back to the back of your head, and then you want to take your spritz or your gel or whatever you're using to hold your hair down, and you want to spray the section that you're working on. After you spray the section, you want to take a hard bristle brush and you want to smooth it out and work the product into your hair. So you want to go back over it as many times as you need to make sure it's all flat and everything is nice and neat. After you've done that, you want to take your hair tie and you want to put it into a regular ponytail, and you want to make sure that you don't have to make the ponytail holder as tight, because you're going to take it right back out as you add in each section. So you want to take your first section and you want to comb through it, and you want to place it to where you're going to place it before you put your gel or whatever on, to make sure it's in the correct position. So after you do that, you want to take your product and you want to put it over the section to lay it down. If you see me talking off like on the side, I'm on the phone. So I've been on FaceTime, so if you see me looking down or talking, I'm not talking to myself, I'm talking to the person on the phone. You see how flat it is? If you do this and if you want to straighten your hair before you start, your hair will lay flat as possible, as flat as you can get it. I'm not going to do any baby hairs this time. I'm just going to do the ones on the side because they're going to stick up anyway. So you want to add as much product as you need to make sure it lays down properly. After that, take your brush, comb through that product, make sure it's nice and neat, and then you want to take your hair tie out of the first section and you want to put the hair tie in again with the other section added in. And you want to do the same thing that you did to that side to the other side. Also, if you use a comb before you use the brush to flatten it out, the comb gets deeper into your hair than the brush does. The brush does smooth your hair, but the comb will get any knots or bumps or anything out, and it will make it smooth just like that. If you have hair sticking up or it's knots or it's tangled, just get your comb and comb through it, and then go back behind it with your brush. Now after you've done that, you want to take your hair tie out for the last time, and you want to add that section right in. And after you get done, it should be a full ponytail. You also want to make sure your hair tie is as tight as it can go without hurting your hair. You want the hair tie to be tight whenever you put it on because you don't want it to slip off whenever you're attaching the hair to twist. So your hair should look like this. It should be slick. So I'm going to pull my sideburns out, or baby hairs, or whatever you want to call it, because they're going to stick up anyway. And these are the ones that I'm going to do. So I'm going to take the middle part of my rat tail comb, and I'm going to go along the sides of my hair to make sure there's nothing sticking up or it's nothing tangled or anything. You want to make sure the front of your hair is the slickest part. So we're going to get our braiding hair, and basically the rubber band that comes on the braided hair, you want to keep it on. My hair is obviously longer than it. My hair is obviously long enough to just do it with my real hair, but just to show you guys how to do it, I'm going to use braiding hair, and this braiding hair is also too long. If you're using braiding hair and your hair is on the shorter side, you want to make sure you want the braiding hair to be short too. You don't want to use long braiding hair to do this hairstyle, and you're going to see why at the end. Your hair, when you start wrapping around, it's going to be a lot. So you want to take the rubber band and you want to wrap it around as if you're putting your hair into a ponytail. You want to make sure that rubber band is as tight as it can go because you don't want it to slip off. So you're going to flip that part over, and I'm just using a little bit of braiding hair, but you want to use enough to where it covers your real hair. So when you're twisting it, you can twist your real hair into the braiding hair. So I'm going to take off a little piece from the braiding hair. This is going to be the piece that I'm going to wrap around my ponytail holder so it can have the ponytail holder. So you want to use some spritz or some got-to-be spray or any kind of holding spray to spray along that piece so it doesn't come undone over the day. I'm a hairstylist on the low. Not everybody know that, but I'm a hairstylist on the low. We're going to use my real hair for example. The length of my real hair, that's the length of the braiding hair that you want to use. Because if you use real long hair, it's going to be a lot of hair to wrap around when you go to do the knot. So the length of my real hair is basically the length of the braiding hair that you will want to get, and it'll be easier to do. Now once you got done wrapping that piece around, it should look like this. Okay, after that you want to twist your hair. This is when you're going to start twisting. I would recommend you start twisting from the back instead of flipping the hair over your shoulder and twisting, because if you pull on it too hard while you're twisting it, it's going to make the whole ponytail shift to the side that you're pulling the hair on. So you want to make sure when you're twisting your hair, you're twisting hard and you're twisting it tight so it won't come undone or the knot won't be loose. So once the hair starts folding, that's where you want to start forming your knot at. So you want to wrap it around the part that folded until you get to the top. And this is an example of when I say make sure you use shorter braiding hair, because if your hair is too long, it's going to take you extra time to wrap it, and it's going to make your bun look way bigger than it should. But all I had was long hair, so if you have long hair, you can use the long hair and you can cut it and you can pre-stretch it yourself, or you can just use the long hair and your bun will look bigger than what it would normally look. So you want to pull the hair as you're wrapping it to make sure it's tight. You don't want the bun to be loose, because if your bun is loose, it's not going to have that knot look. This is where you would stop wrapping your hair, but since I still have extra hair, I'm still going to wrap it, and I'm going to tuck it under the front of the, basically tuck it under the other loop. I don't really know how to explain it, just tuck in. So once you get to the end, wherever at the top, you want to tuck that piece in. You don't even need a rubber band, you can just tuck that in and braiding hair stays. So it should come out looking like this after you're done, and as long as it's not moving, that means that hair is tucked properly. So this is what I mean when I say you should use shorter hair when you're doing the bun. And if you have pieces sticking out, you can take you some freeze spray, or you can take you some spritz and you can spray it and it'll lay down. After that, I'm going to take some spritz and I'm going to put it over the front part of my hair to lay it back down, and then I'm going to do my baby hairs. So I'm going to take my Babyliss, it's got two different names really, but I'm going to take my small flat iron and I'm going to curl my baby hairs on the side. This is going to help it form, and it's going to help it lay better whenever you go do the gel. So now I'm going to take my spritz and I'm going to spray it only on the top part of the hair at the root. I don't want to spray it all over, because if you spray it all over, it's going to mess up the curl that you form with the flat iron. And then you want to take your brush and only brush through the top part, and the rest will form on its own. So you want to do the same thing to the other side, only spray or put your gel on the top part and just comb the top part, and the rest will form itself. So now that we're done with that, you want to take you some oil spray or some hair sheen. I'm using Braid hair sheen. This works good. We're gonna spray that so the hair doesn't look dry. I don't know what happened to the top, but I feel like without the top it looks better if we did have the top. So we're gonna spray that everywhere, and it's gonna give your hair a nice shine. You also want to spray the bun because braiding hair can look a little dry sometimes, and if the front part of your hair is shiny, you want the bun to be shiny too, so make sure you get that also. So after you do that, you want to take you some shears or any kind of scissors, and you want to cut the piece that's hanging out, and this is how it should look at the end, guys. As you can see, my bun is a little bit bigger than you usually would see somebody's knot bun to be, and that's because of the amount of braiding hair we use. If you use shorter braiding hair, your bun will be smaller. It depends on how much hair you use, and that'll depend on what size your bun will be. But if you like today's video, make sure you like this video, comment some more hairstyles you would like to see, and make sure you subscribe. Bye.